Alright, let's have a look at imagery sources. Now, Deposit Photos and iStock are my two go-to websites for logos, designs, and ideas. And you don't necessarily need to buy anything from these sites. You can just browse them and get a really good idea and share them with your designer and say, look, I want something similar to this. Obviously, you cannot copy, and I'll say it again, don't copy things. But at least it gives you a good idea for you to be able to discuss it with your designer, or perhaps even just buy them and pass them over to your designer and tell them that you want to integrate that into your design. If you're a bit of a designer yourself, buy them for yourself and get started there. I mean, I've done that a lot myself. I will get into the different licensing terms though when it comes to buying them, and they're not necessarily cheap. Alright, so let's have a look at Deposit Photos. Okay, so you can register an account here if you want to buy designs from the site. You don't need to do a search, so we'll just have a search for, say, doctor. Okay, and what we want to do is this little bit up here, we want to change it to vectors. Alright, we don't want photos or videos. Refresh the search, and we're going to come up with just images. Now you can just scroll down here and just see the amount of ideas that you can get for things that you'd use on a design. Something you could just send to your designer and say, look, I want something similar to this with this slogan around it, but get them to change it up a bit. Alright, now one thing I need to show you that's quite important is the amount of colors in a shirt. For example, this one looks really cool. This design, I like this. This would look good on a tee. The problem is there's far too many colors going on for me here. I can see already at least 5 colors, a bit of shading. Designs that are more heavily shaded, for example this one, you're not even going to be able to upload that to a shirt. There's far too many colors. I cannot remember, I think it's about 12 is the max amount of colors, but we'll be able to see. We'll get into that in the next vid when we actually go to upload the shirt. The reason I forget is because I only really stick to 2 to 3 colors max on a shirt, maybe 4 if I want to push it. But the more colors that you put on a design, the higher your base cost of your design is going to cost on Teespring. Okay, so the smaller amount of profit that you'll get. So you really want to keep your designs between 2 to sort of 4 colors. 5 is really pushing it. You don't really need to have 5 colors on a shirt. I mean, if you do, you're reducing your profit margin for sure. This one here, look at that. This has got way too much shading in terms of the white coming into the blue, into the light blue there. Now, if you find a good designer or you're a good designer yourself, you can eliminate a lot of the shading and just turn this into, maybe 2 or 3 colors. Just use a simple blue and white there, possibly 3 with, a tiny bit of a shade. But this very sort of fine shading, you won't even be able to upload that to Teespring. Alright. Now, if we jump over and have a look at the licenses here, let's just, for example, click on this. Now, each credit here is approximately $1. Alright. What you need to buy is the extended license. Now, you're looking at $80 for this design, which is why I was saying, unless you are a really good designer and you know what you're doing, if you're already selling quite a bit on Teespring and you're quite confident, I wouldn't go as far as having to purchase this, okay? Because you could be a bit of money out of pocket, especially if you run 2 or 3 campaigns and your targeting's been pretty rubbish. You're quite a bit of money down the drain there. So I would take something like this and show your designer and tell them to do something similar, okay? Because if we look at the comparison of the licenses here, you've got the standard license up here and the extended license. Now, if we just scroll down, there is a specific mention of a t-shirt here. T-shirt or some other item of clothing, prohibited, okay? I mean, you can buy it for your own shirt, but if you're going to go for the resale or distribution, which is selling on Teespring, it's not allowed on the standard license. You must buy the extended license here, which will allow you to be able to do that. Now, I don't want anybody taking the wrong ideas from this. I mean, if you just want to, buy a $4 shirt here with a standard license, that's up to you. But you are putting yourself at risk. Okay, if Deposit Photos or even iStock Photos, which you're going to look at now, if they catch you, they'll probably come after you. I've heard of it before. People have been sued for quite a bit of money. So be careful, all right? And if you're making a lot of money on Teespring, $80 isn't that much. At the end of the day, if you're making thousands of dollars a week, it's not much to just quickly go and buy a logo like that. Do it properly, everybody's happy, and you buy some top quality. Now, iStock here, we want to click on illustrations, and we'll do the same kind of search here, doctor. On the left hand side, I mean, you can obviously do deeper sort of filters, looking at your colors and whatnot. We've got the same sort of logos coming up here in designs. It just gives you a good idea what you can find on these kind of sites. Like I said, these two sites are my go-to sites. I mean, look here, there's 175 pages of just doctor picks. I mean, there's just so many here. And if you're stuck for ideas, or your design is a little bit stuck for ideas, jump over here, and it won't take long before you find something that's going to suit your slogan or suit the wording that you want to put on a tee, and really appeal to your niche. Alright, so that's basically it. I mean, if you're going to be looking for ideas on your imagery sources, I wouldn't go anywhere else apart from these sites. Okay, these are the two best sites, the two cheapest ones if you want to buy extended licenses, or even just buy, one to muck around with it by yourself. But like I said, take into account that extended license. Okay, you don't want to get done for the wrong kind of license. It's very important. I don't want anybody to get in trouble. So just remember what I said. But these two places are an absolute goldmine for ideas, and can really help you and your designer get your design done. Okay, let's move on.